Hey folks, and welcome back to my series on Tomb Raider level design psychology. Here we are in the second level of the underwater section of the game. The first one was called 40 Fathoms. We did that in the last episode. Now we are in a level which is called the Wreck of the Doria, if I remember rightly. That's the name of the level. This level is going to take a different turn. There's going to be a much more ghostly, haunted house type of vibe to this level. Right, so the start of this level is deceptively linear. We have one direction to go, which is into this water, but there's a few sort of optional things worked in. We've got to find our way out without drowning, without getting killed by this fella who tries to shoot us with a harpoon gun. We have an option to pick up some ammunition, harpoon ammunition, and get away from this guy. And we have the gameplay choice of, do I shoot this guy with my harpoon and use up some of my ammunition from the harpoon, or do I swim to the end, crawl out and use my pistols to kill this guy, which is better because, oh, hang on. There we go, that's him dead. We can conserve ammunition by swimming to the end, jumping out and using our pistols to kill him. So, you have a resource management thing right away in this level. We also just picked up a large medikit there as well. And that's essential to the level design here because having finished the previous level, some players may have got through to this level with only a tiny amount of health and no health kits. And we are about to fall down a large drop here where we will lose a lot of health, and it would create a bug in the game if there wasn't a large health kit here, because you need full health in order to make this drop. So let's fall down. We have to grab onto there to make sure that we don't lose too much health on the drop, and then we're guaranteed to lose 3/4 of our health here, more than 3/4 actually. And let's get some more powerful guns on, because I'm pretty sure some guys show up to try and kill us. We've got plenty of ammo on that and that. We've got plenty of ammo on each. Let's just go for the Uzis for now. Now, obviously, I knew that was coming, but anyone playing this level for the first time, they get dropped down to 3/4 of the health, and then they get attacked. So you better kill these guys quick before they knock your health down and completely kill you. A lot of people would just get killed by these guys because they had such low health. So we get to claim a little bit of health back off them, but we didn't lose any health to them anyway. So let's just restock on health. Okay, so things are getting a little bit different here. We've got a different look to this level. We had the consistently orange and blue ice and fire type look in the previous level, making it all seem like spiritually intense. But now we've got this, what looks to be an upside down swimming pool that was in this place, which is pretty cool. And we've got a lot of moss and dirt here, which makes it feel like a dirty cave or a basement or something. Oh, and we can see one of the secrets of the game hidden behind this cubicle. If we use our camera, we can look around and we can just about see there's a drop-in area at the top there. We can see there's a hole. Somewhere else in this level, we will get access to this secret via that drop-in hole. I remember the first time I played this game, I did not find that secret. I was looking everywhere trying to figure out how to get to it, but I do remember how to get to it now. So we'll do that first. We can see here we've got a haunted house ghost look already. We've got one piece of furniture just laying here, which appears to mean nothing. And we just go, okay, that's just a piece of furniture. We turn left here, and there's two more pieces of furniture. And it's like, oh, okay, that's just a couple more pieces of furniture. So what? Big deal. And this area is very dark as well. but it's a deceptive, both a clue and a deception. There's actually a secret passage in the ceiling in the corner there that we can't really see unless we have really good eyesight. And so if we jump over, those chairs were blocking the way to this secret area. So it's almost like they've been placed deliberately. Now to get up to this area is a little bit tricky. If we look up, we can just about see there's a ledge to climb on. So we have to carefully step forward to the edge of the block until we can grab it. There we go, and we're up. And we do have the option of using a flare to see what's going on in this hallway. So we've got 23 flares, and I like to keep as many flares as possible for when they're really needed and there's no other way to find your way around. But there's one little trick that can be used. A lot of people wouldn't figure out to do this, but you could consider it a little hidden game mechanic, which is if you just use your pistols, which you've got infinite ammunition, you can just fire away and you can see the basic layout of the environment that you're in. You can just keep doing that to see. Now I'm pretty sure I have to fight some guys around this corner here, so I am going to use a flare and then some more powerful guns to kill these guys. Where's the flares gone? There they are. Okay, so we'll come around the end and I'm going to switch. I'm pretty sure there's a guy attacks us here. To use another flare. It's just a straight hallway this. I've been down it before and there's no other way to get, no other sort of pathways out of that hall, so we won't waste any time exploring there. And that gets us to that first secret. First time I played this game, I racked my head trying to find out how the hell do you get this secret. I couldn't do it. Oh, can't reach there. Step carefully to the edge and jump up. Whoa! Okay, so we got a guy there. Jump up and shoot him. Okay, let's go this way. Hopefully our flare is still available down there, just so we can see him. No, it's run out. Okay. Let's switch to the other guns so we can find our way through. Did he leave anything to collect? Doesn't look like it. Oh, it's quite trippy that actually. And actually, if we were out here and we didn't know that that ceiling part was there that we could get through, any dark area in the game, use your pistols, and if you do that you can actually see quite clearly there's a hole up there in the corner. So if we go around here, no more holes. So yeah, the first time I played this game I was looking everywhere in this big complex level to try and find how to get to that secret that was hidden behind the cubicle over there, and it was pretty straightforward. It was just from this corner. Actually, I see some ammunition to collect off a dead guy there. Very nice. And yeah, so far it's been a fairly linear level with one secret to get access to, and but the rest of the level gets very complex. And your memory is really tested in this level. You have to keep track of a lot of details in the environment, locations of interest, things like that. And there's so many of them, it's easy to get lost and easy to forget what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go. The sense of disorientation really goes through the roof on this level. and we've got the ghostliness of the level as well. But before we move into this area, which I think involves some basic block pushing, I just want to mention over here some other things. Okay, so we got an environment which is ghostly and like a haunted house, and it gets even more like that as we get further into this level. But something that is suspiciously missing is there are no skeletons of the dead in this level from what I recall. I mean, if this was, you know, a ship that had sunk with hundreds of people on it, there should be skeletons of the dead all over the place in this level. Now, I don't know if the game designers actually considered that and then decided against it, but I think it would have been pretty good. But at the same time, not having the skeletons is like suspiciously eerie. Where are the corpses of the dead? Another option would have been to have skeletons laying around all over the place in this level, and occasionally there would be one that comes to life by supernatural forces to attack the player. Though maybe that would be too obviously supernatural. As it is, things are creepy enough, and we've got the unrealistic, almost supernatural lighting. There's nothing to justify the lighting here. Now, I have talked about this in the previous episodes where unrealistic lighting is kind of required in parts of this game so that the player can find their way through without everything being dark and having to just use flares all the time. It would be interesting to have an entirely dark level where you had to use flares all the time. Actually, that would be a hell of a challenge. Be quite an interesting level to do from a design point of view. But nevertheless, the unrealistic lighting, whether the game designers intended it or not, ends up having a subliminal supernatural feel, which goes throughout most of the level. Okay, so we've got a dark area there, and we don't know what the hell it is down there. Creepy and scary as they're ghosts. Let's do our little trick of firing away to see what's there. And there's nothing. So, you know, we've got a little bit of an area there which just seems to be basically designed for spooky effect and a little more. Yeah. A spooky dark corner where we didn't know what was there. So there's your ghosted, haunted house ghostly elements right away. There isn't anything in the ceilings there, is there? Let's have a look. No, doesn't seem to be any doorways or switches or anything like that. However, that area does serve a little bit of a purpose in that we have to push some of these blocks into that area so that we can get through to other parts of the level. And before we do that, I wanted to mention something else. Well, actually, two things. The first is that I was thinking it would have been great for them to have crabs and lobsters throughout this ship. You know, just like creatures you'd expect at the bottom of the ocean. And they would be attacking, and they would be like beasts, like almost like demonic, like supernatural creatures attacking. I thought that would be really good for this level. So I think there was a missed opportunity there. That would have been very nice for this level. And the other one is unrealism. I mean, okay, so we've got a cubicle over there where there was a secret, and for some suspicious, unknown reason, there was a hallway which went, if the ship was the right way up instead of upside down, it would have been a sort of pathway that went under this area of ceiling here and then turned off into this corner, which would be changing rooms or shower rooms. But there's no logical reason why a ship would be designed to have a secret passageway going from this changing room, shower room area through to the most distant cubicle there. There's no reason logically why that would exist. So again, you know, we have liberties taken with the design. Elements of these levels are designed to appear sort of realistic, as in that's what we'd expect to be there in reality. And at other points, there are elements that don't make logical sense in the real world sense, but are just there for puzzle element effect only. Now these things are very dark, so it's easy to not realise that you can push them. But I think you'd have to be pretty stupid not to walk up to them and find out. So we pull one back. I can't remember whether we end up fighting anybody here. Oh, we have to push more things out the way, so let's get this one over there. And to get through to these areas, we basically have to push blocks into this little bit of hallway that didn't make any sense to begin with. And I have to keep using my guns here because every time you open up a new pathway, there's a chance that some bad guys are going to just suddenly randomly come through and attack you, so I'm going to be ready for that. I do love the combination of silence and darkness going on in this level with the ghostly effect. Okay, so we found a way through to there, and a lot of people would miss the basic fact that there is another block here that you can pull out, so you can get to two areas. So let's just gain access to both areas at once, because you could go through to one area, do a bunch of puzzle things, and then get stuck and be like, well, where the hell do I go? And then you have to backtrack and find out, oh my god, there's a movable block that I missed. Okay. But I've done this level before, so not having that problem. So, two paths of very different types. One looks a bit sort of posh and nice, and the other one looks a bit grimy and dirty. Again, supernatural, unusual lighting. Which way shall we go? Let's have guns ready. I do like this nice little area. Lovely. I've got that lovely, spiritual, creepy, adventurous music that we usually get when we enter an unusual area. And here it's used in conjunction with the spiritual looking lighting. I mean, again, that would be dark. Behind these windows would be completely dark. There wouldn't be any light. And so we've got this supernatural light, you know, kind of like the Force in Star Wars or something like that. And the design of the room and the windows and everything, it looks almost, because it's all brown and dirty, it looks like an ancient archaeological dig. So yeah, we've got this ship, which is a technological, modern in the long-term sense, location, but it's also being used as if it's an archaeological place from thousands of years ago. And if it's from thousands of years ago, it must have something spiritual going on. There must be ghosts and stuff like that. And we can see that this used to be probably a dining room of some kind. We've got tables tipped over, chairs tipped over. Okay, so we've got dark areas over here. We can't quite see what's going on. We've got, some doors with a button behind them, and two hallways, and an object that we need to get to, some sort of key or something that can be used in a machine. We can see that there. How do we get to it? Oh, and we can see another button there. So we've been given a few pieces of information. Two buttons and some sort of object that we need to collect. But we can't get to it right now. So we need to figure it out, and we need to remember that those are there. If we forget them, we're going to get stuck. You can see there's a hatch in the ceiling there that needs to be opened at some point. We can see another button there. So we've had that button plus two in the windows over there, plus an object to collect, and we're like, where the hell do we go? Now, when I did a recent playthrough of this level without recording, just so I could start familiarising myself with all the puzzles again and not get too lost while doing the playthrough, I was really struggling with this area. I'd done a lot of other stuff in other parts of the level, and I did not notice, even though there's lighting to reveal it, that there's an object in the wall there. It's either a switch or a keyhole or something. again, we got like a real mixture of things going on psychologically. We've got some unjustified lighting that lets us know that there's an object on the wall to be touched if we're observant enough to take a look there. But we've also got a couple of objects on the floor blocking the way, and we had that earlier. 2 objects blocking the way so that we couldn't find a secret, or at least couldn't find it easily. But at the same time, those objects provided a clue that we're supposed to look there. So we've got that again here.
No.
No? Okay, so I need a key from somewhere. Can I get out that way? Yeah. Right, so we're going to have to come back to this area. So, things to remember. We need a key for that lock mechanism in the wall there. We got a button through there, 2 buttons through there, and an object to collect, which is hidden behind there as well. So, about 4 or 5 things to remember just in that one location. And also, let's just have a little look. Is there anything hidden? I don't know if there's any way we can actually get out here and swim around in that bit, whether there's some objects in there that we can collect, some ammunitions, whatever, I don't know. We can see from the wood on the ceiling that that was a deck on the top of the ship where people could walk around. God, my mastery of these controls is not very masterful at the moment. I've been away from this game for a while. Yeah, it's been months since I did the last episode on this series, and there's 2 reasons for that. One, let's actually make sure get some better weapons here. I think we have to fight some guys. So let's the shotgun, I think. 13 bullets, no. Let's go back on the Uzis. Let's kill these guys first, and then I'll talk briefly about why there's been a delay on doing this level. Got all of them. 3 guys dead. Nothing to collect. So I think that's flares. Where did the other fella die? And oh, large health kit, that's good. So let's just go back to where we were a minute. We'll explore this lovely room in a moment. But first, before we get into this, just leave a nice view here before we do. Okay, so 2 major reasons why I've had a delay on doing this level. I took some time out to start a long-form playthrough of Alien Isolation. I've got 2 long episodes of that which are up on this channel. If you're enjoying this video, you'll probably enjoy that one as well. That one gets a lot more psychological. But also, I want to mention that I was using a game capture device called the Ager Media 2 Plus, which was a great little device that allowed the player to record game footage without having to have a separate laptop. Most of the time when people are recording game footage, they run their game on their PC or their console, they have it hooked up to a game capture device which in turn is connected to a separate laptop. And the separate laptop will capture the game footage. So I was using the Ager Media 2 Plus because it captures the footage on a micro SD card, so you don't have to use an external laptop to capture. And you just press a button on and it records, and when you finish recording, you press the button again and it stops recording. And so it broke. My Ager Media 2 broke, and much to my surprise, they stopped manufacturing it and I couldn't get a new one. And I spent ages trying to find some sort of capture device that would do the same thing, so that I could capture the game footage externally so that it doesn't slow my game down and it doesn't require an external laptop. You would think that would be easy to find. No. And then I came across this new one called the Cloner Alliance Box Pro. Now, I have not been paid or asked to promote this thing. I don't do that. I don't take payments for products and review them or anything like that. But I'm just mentioning it for those of you who want to capture game footage. It's a good one. I prefer the AverMedia 2 Plus for its simplicity. But this new one, the Cloner Alliance Box Pro, is very, very good as well. It's got some advantages actually that are slightly better, but in other ways it's slightly worse. So yeah, it's the best alternative option I've been able to find on the market at the moment. I just thought I'd mention it. And that's also one of the reasons why I've been so delayed in getting these new episodes out for this series. And that's also why I haven't been able to get new episodes out for the Alien Isolation series as well. This channel has been put on hold while I was finding a new game capture device. Okay, so with all that out the way, let's get on this level. Somebody's shooting arrows up there. Can I get him from down here? Yeah, that's him gone. Okay, let's have a run round and kill anybody who's sneaking around. Anybody who's waiting to kill us. Let's do that first, and then we'll explore this lovely room in terms of level design. Any buttes hiding around here? No. Oh, but we got shards of glass on the floor. Danger, danger. Okay, so let's go back to where we came in. Okay, so we came in from up here, and what we see on the ceiling, this orange part, that would be a carpet, and the walls are blue. So we've got a little bit of that coloration issue again that we had in the first of these underwater levels. The very deliberate combination of oranges and light blues, giving a hellish ice and fire look to the situation. And even the design of that carpet looks very fiery. It would not surprise me if they had that in mind when they were designing the level. We can see that the ceiling has sort of collapsed in a bit there, which looks kind of weird. It looks like the carpet has just sort of fallen off the ceiling or something. And that comes into play in terms of another hidden secret around there. So obviously what we see at the bottom here would be the ceiling of this, what I assume to be a ballroom, a dancing ballroom. And that ceiling we see up there, which is slightly distorted and broken in places, that would be the dance floor. It's got a nice shiny, almost glittery look to it. And so you can imagine when you come into a room like this, I mean, whether you consciously imagine it or unconsciously it occurs to you, you're going to get some sort of image in your head at some point of people having danced here. It actually reminds me a lot of The Shining. I mean, we've got those stairs going up. That kind of reminds me of the stairway in the Colorado lounge of the Shining Hotel. And again, no skeletons. Where are the corpses of the dead? Suspiciously no corpses. But we do have over here a creepy upside down picture of what we assume to be a woman. A couple of other upside down pictures here. Can't really make them out. But if we switch over to the new graphics, the faces are much more obvious. Maybe a bit too obvious. That almost looks like her jugs are sticking out there. Anyway, it doesn't really make sense that these paintings would still be hanging up. If the ship went upside down, these paintings would fall off and be on the floor. Maybe it would have been better to have it like that. Let's switch back to the old graphics. I'm sticking with old graphics because I want to go with what this game, the way it was originally designed by the level creators with the graphical limitations that they had, and what they did psychologically with those limitations. Because as I've said, in the previous levels we've explored, the people who've redone the graphics for this update, they've done some nice stuff, like the ghostly shafts of light coming through the windows there. But at the same time, there are moments where they seem to have missed some of the psychological elements. So I'm going primarily with the original game design. And they've thrown like some algae and sand and stuff behind the windows there. Looks quite nice. So we come in this room and it's like, oh, this is great. This is nice. You know, we've got that Tomb Raider classic thing of like, you enter a big place and you're like, oh, isn't this beautiful? I love the design. And at the same time, you're thinking, oh, there's going to be lots and lots of traps, puzzles, secret passageways, and which way do I go? Now, obviously, we're going to have to climb up on those ledges up there at some point. They've also saved on polygons here because that would be a stairway. You wouldn't have poncy, snobby, posh people, especially women in high heels, sliding their way down these carpets. That would be that would actually be steps. But they save on the use of polygons by just having it as a ramp. And most of the time people aren't going to notice that, and if they do, they'll just give the game designers the benefit of the doubt, because people knew when they were playing this game that the graphics had to have a simplistic look so that they could run on the machines. But still, this looked way better than most games that were out at the time anyway. Let's just double check something, whether they updated the polygons in the new version. Interestingly, no. They've changed the textures and the lighting, but the actual polygon layout, they seem to have left largely the same. But these lights in the walls are actual 3D models, but in the old version they were just drawn into the wall. So it's interesting that they've selected certain elements of the environment to change from simply pictures on the wall into 3D models, but other things like the steps that we would expect up there are kept in the old simplistic model style. Maybe that's just all down to time constraints. They could have gone to town and really made this level a lot more complex, the whole game actually, in terms of polygon design, but they've just made some improvements, but not others that could have been made. I think they've just made enough improvements to be able to say, hey, look, you know, it looks nicer, but it's not up to modern day standards of polygon, the amount of polygons and levels. Just look at the glass here. The glass isn't really much more complex. Now we can see a hole in the floor there and the glass. So we got a couple of ways we can get down there. One is to just jump over there, and the other one is to sort of walk slowly forward through the glass so we don't get cut, and then just drop off. Let's save before we go down. In fact, before we go down there, let's just look at the memory issue again. So we've come into this big room with all this new stuff, things to explore, and we were holding in memory a previous room which had some buttons and some windows and a key lock mechanism in the wall, and now we've come in here and it's like all of that is suddenly forgotten because there's some glass there. We need to be aware of that for some reason. Why is there glass there? There's ledges all around, and we're trying to figure out which ones we can climb on. We're trying to figure out how we can get up. We can see what looks like it's probably going to be a door up there that opens, and there may be other things going on up there, but we're not sure yet. So we're figuring out how to get up, and we've got this area over here with some glass and an area we can climb down to, hopefully, or fall down into. So very quickly, it's easy to just forget where you've already been, and the level gets more complex than this as well. So I think if we just dive in there, there might be just glass at the bottom that kills us. Let's find out. Oh. And yeah, death. Okay, let's load up again. So it's going to require us to hang down and grab onto something, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously. Some people wouldn't think to do that, but if we hold and walk straight through, and we turn around, And then we lose a bit of health anyway. We've got no choice but to lose that health. And yeah, we can grab on. And what do we get? Oh, we don't get a secret actually. We get a key. Oh, wrong button. Let's just fire away. Nothing in there. And then there's the question of how do we get back up? We can't go down because there is glass to fall on. Are we able to climb up there? Just about. I assume that allows us to jump across and we're through. So we got a key. Now, if the player has remembered, we can actually take that key back into the other room from what I remember. But before we go back with that key, I think a lot of people coming in this room would just say, I want to explore this room anyway. And they're going to be like, can I climb up here? I cannot reach. How the hell do I get up? And it probably wouldn't take them long to realise, oh, well, I can actually climb up one of these broken bits of floor, or broken bits of ceiling if the room was the right way up, and get up that way. So we go along, and there seems to be nothing down here. We can't get over there. So this seems a bit of a pointless bit. There's a hole. Don't see any reason for there being a hole, apart from ship damage. And how do we get across here? We climb across. I remember doing this previously, but it is easy to not realise that you can climb across because the part of the wall cuts down towards the floor there, and you would think that you wouldn't be able to shimmy across, but you can. And we can actually use this bit to shimmy across up here. Maybe this guy's left some goodies for us. Looks like there's some bullets or something there. It'd be easy to forget that you killed him and not get the bullets from him. Yeah, so we go across here. Now what do we find? By the way, are we seeing anything in the ceilings here? Anything useful? Oh, that looks like... What is that? Oh. Looks like it's a trapdoor that opens from another place. And what is over here? Oh, we can see something to collect. Yes. Very nice. So, and that's why the glass is there. If you fail to make the jump, you don't get the object. So can we actually make this jump? Yep. Okay. Get back down, hopefully not hit glass. How's our health doing? Maybe use one of them, just refill a little bit. Okay, so we went up there, we found one little gadget key type thing. We were able to climb around all these ledges, but we couldn't get through that door over there. So, players are typically going to wander around this room for a while, wondering what to do, wondering where they can climb to and so on. Eventually they get that key. And they'll get stuck. And they're like, I've got nowhere to go except to go back on myself. They go back through here. And if they remembered, there would be a place here to use that key. What did that do? It opened this door. So we have a button. We press. We flip and get our guns ready for this beauty. Let's just have a look at the new graphics here. nice bit of dripping water and reflection on the floor. Don't think it really adds anything in terms of themes or anything. Nice dirty textures. Back to usual graphics. It's weird. I kind of like the pixelated graphics. The jagged pixelation makes the place feel dirty in itself. Makes the textures feel coarse. So we've got through here and it's like, oh, but the doors have still blocked us off from collecting that thing, whatever it is. We look down there, we can only see darkness and don't know what's there. We see another button we'd like to press, but we don't know how to press it. So if we press this, cinematic camera lets us know what that did. I think it might have been nice to just not have the cinematic camera there and let the player try and figure out what that button did. Press it and then go around and look and see what it opened. Now, if I remember correctly, the first time I did this level, I left these doors like that. And then eventually, much later in the level, I managed to get to behind here. And when I got here, I couldn't get across to here because these doors were positioned like this. And what I needed to do was go right back in the level. Oh. Get back to here and press that again. And that would make it so that when I do eventually get through to over there on the right, I will then be able to walk over to the left. It was a very sneaky little bit of level design they did there, which I think most people would have ended up falling for that trap and then having to go right back on themselves in the level. It's a clever one. Now, being that a door opened this way, there could be more bad guys again. Yeah, we can see that's opened up there. So now it's pretty obvious where we need to go there. Okay. New area, there could be a fight. Guns ready. And we're back to the ice and fire look of the previous level that we explored in the last episode, but this time combined with the shiny metallic. Yeah, it's funny, we've got shiny metallic that isn't rusted, and yet we've got metal walls that are rusted. I guess maybe it's iron erodes more easily than steel or something, I don't know. But nevertheless, it makes for nice coloration contrast. So we can see a keyhole right there next to us, which opens probably that door. Can we actually open this? Oh yes, we can. But before we do that, let's just have a look and explore and see what our other options are. Another door can be opened there, and two more doors which we cannot open yet. So we've got two doors we can open. I like the squeaky sound effect of turning that thing. It's a very haunted house. And this seems to be nothing in here. A room with nothing in it. Usually, in this game, most locations do have some sort of purpose within the puzzle. Seems that one is just there to confuse us a bit. Again, completely unnatural lighting here. Like in the Tomb Raider 1 levels we explored with the ice, where we had like snow and ice that would light up a cave, as if the as if the snow and ice actually generated light. And here we've got metal that generates light. Some sort of storage containers, and we see a switch up there, and obviously we can't press that unless we find an object that we can push there so that we can press the button. So the only object around that we can see is that one that we push over here. I think they probably could have done with disguising this pushable object or pullable object, disguising it, because the graphics are a bit too obvious on that one. Yeah, I think it would have been good to make it the same design as the rest of the walls, so the player had to look around and check which block could actually be moved. Surprisingly unsubtle, that one. But we've got a bit of logic there. It's the object is a crate. You know, sometimes there are justifications given for objects in this level and sometimes not. Earlier at the start of this level we had a bunch of blocks to push around that just didn't make any sense in logical terms. Why would there be like 3 or 4 pushable blocks around? But in this case there is justification. That seems to have opened that up there. I can't think of anything else to do except pull this. So we're a bit more linear at this point in the level. A linear section within a larger complex. Oh, we've got some clipping on the wall there. The door clips into the wall. Slight mistake in the design that they've made. Let's see if they fixed that in the update. Yeah, they fixed it in the update. Okay. Wall panels that light themselves. Now a bunch of walls that look like crates, and I don't know if any of the crate walls in here can be pushed or not. I don't think I bothered checking. I think I did previously find all secrets in this level, and I don't think it involved pushing any of those crates. In fact, slightly odd is that we've got a crate wall design there, and yet on the side of it it's not a crate. So they've taken the crate texture and just used it to make walls around here for a little bit of visual variety. And I guess having that crate design repeating around these walls singles out this area visually so that we can differentiate it more easily from other rooms. Sometimes that's important too. You don't want to confuse people too much. Whoa. Wasn't expecting him. Okay. So we had a room there with crate-looking walls that couldn't be moved, and now we've got this room with a crate that can be moved. And what are we meant to do with this? I presume... Oh, up in that corner. Yeah, I remember on the first playthrough, I didn't notice that there was a switch up on that higher wall, and I was looking around for ages through all these rooms, like, what the hell do I do? And that was what it was. In fact, I shouldn't have pulled that back over there. I should have left it where it was and just pulled it toward that wall. Oh, yeah, this is a trick, yeah. I remember pulling the crate out, finding the key and going, oh great, I got the key, I've done this room, and not realising that I also had to push the crate over there to press that switch. And then I was lost for ages figuring out what I'd missed. So you had the pulling of the crate that served two purposes here, which is unusual. Most of the things that you do, they serve one purpose, but this one served two, so it was quite deceptive in that way. Well, that lets us straight back out here. And we did find the key. And if players haven't forgotten, this is where you put the key. Okay, so let's step forward carefully. We don't want to fall and die. Don't know if there's any glass down there. It's just that. Oh, it looks safe enough. Oh, without losing any health as well. That's good. Oh. Pushable block for some reason. Again, we've got that thing where we've got the crate design on one side, but not on the other sides. And that crate design texture is used to indicate a path upon which you pull that block. Because of the limitations of memory and stuff, sometimes these things had to be done in old games. You would create a texture that would serve multiple purposes, because you just couldn't have tons of textures in the game. So you would reuse them thematically from time to time. And obviously I'm moving this all the way out here so that I can pull this box outward. Because if there was just the one block here to walk back on, we wouldn't be able to pull this block, so we needed the 2 tile stretch to get this box further out. Oh, and this one we can push through. So we've gotten to a new area. There's also a contrast going on thematically. We've been through some sort of like posh areas where all the snobby guests would be hanging out. The ballroom, the swimming baths, and a dining room from what I remember. And through these parts we're going through areas where the common workers would be, the people who run all the engines and perhaps make all the food and stuff like that. It's pretty clear here that there's a breakable floor, and they've laid a trap here, so you think, oh, I just run across this, and you get across and you get killed. Oh, I forgot the controls. It was X to jump. So let's do that again and jump over. So it was a triple trap really. Floor to fall through, some barrels, and a guy waiting at the end to try and shoot you. Now looking up there, it's easy to just assume, oh, that's just where barrels run people over. But if you actually take a look, you can get up there. And they've used the textures quite cleverly there as well. It's not so obvious from far away that you can climb up there, because they've got the same textures. Actually, from this angle it's more obvious. But yeah, if they had different coloured textures up in that upper shaft, it would be more obvious. And actually, I think you can see on the barrels, again, texture-wise, the same textures have been used on the barrels as have been used on the walls. You can actually see the same dark patch, or a very similar dark patch. It's on the barrels. and that texture is made smaller on the barrels. So, you know, once again, use the same textures repeatedly. Whoa, I forgot about that. Oh, there's a secret up there. Let's go. Go back and get that. Grab. Oh, I thought you could... She's flattened out, but she's floating like Reagan in The Exorcist. I thought you could just fall back and grab on, but no, you can't. The barrels squash her fingers. Okay. Oh, some clippage. She's going through the barrels there. Whoa! Right. Another day, another secret. So I think that's 2 out of the 3 secrets. Every level has 3 secrets in this. In Tomb Raider 2. See how things are looking with the new graphics here. Again, with the updates of the game and the greater memory that we now have on computers, they could have added lots of new textures in for like for example for these barrels, but they didn't. They stuck with the same amount of textures for the most part, from what I can see. Let's have a look up at there at these things. I suspect that the texture which is used on that pipe is also used in a lot of walls. It looks like it might be a stretched out version of one of the textures. So, onwards and upwards. Does this guy leave us any goodies? Nope. And we can see stuff going on down there. We've got a way we can go there. And a door that hasn't been opened yet. Sure. Is there a switch on the wall that we can press? Oh, I see one up there. Cool. I thought it was going to open that door down there, but it didn't. I've got a feeling I could die here, so I'm going to save again. Oh, that's not good. Now, if we just slide down there, do we die? Yeah. No logic for that trap being there, it just happens to be there. So, we have to get up there, and I can't remember exactly how we do it. Can we jump and then grab on? Oh! The hell was that? I'm stuck. Ah! Oh, weird. Haha, that's a good example of the game breaking its own rules. Creating a trapdoor that you can actually climb through. Impossible in real life, but they've made it a trick in the game. Ooh, where was that? So we had the cinematic camera view of a bit of wall, but we don't remember exactly where it was, but it was probably in the posh area. Now, bad guys might be coming through to get me. Oh, God, I missed that. Is that door open down there yet? No. Oh, this was what opened. You know what, let's save on some bullets by using some of our infinite bullet ones. Okay. Now, I thought this was going to take us back through to the previous ballroom. This is an entirely new room. You can see some sort of key device. I think we got 1 or 2 of those already. Let's have a look at our inventory. We've got 1 circuit breaker. Oh, there was 1 hidden that we haven't accessed yet, which was hidden behind a glass door. And there's 1 in that corner. How many of these things do we need, and what are they for? I cannot remember. So we've got to figure out how to get down there without being killed by all of the broken glass at the bottom. Looks like there's a drop down area over there. Ooh. A suspicious tile here looks out of place. The one that's got a crack in it, and its texture seems to be facing a different direction to the others. So I suspect that's going to be a trapdoor. Doesn't look like we can drop down there from here, so we need to do something else. And what is it that we have to do? I haven't seen any levers or anything in the walls so far. Can we jump across straight to this bit? Any levers? I don't see any. I'm going to save again because I suspect I'm going to be dying falling in the glass. Oh, that allowed us to jump to there. That's good. Well, at least we've got this. Whoa, what the hell happened?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I see a button. The button just happens to be low enough for us to reach, but when the ship was the right way up, a person would have had to stood on a ladder or something to press this button. Water has been removed from that room. Okay. Oh, we can't get through there. Didn't that open a minute ago? Let's check these dead bodies for stuff.
Uh-huh.
How do we get that to open again? I do not know. It seemed to be standing on a particular tile caused it to open. Maybe this corner one. Yeah, corner tile triggers it. Yeah. And it's timed. Of course, there's no logical sense as to why it would be timed. It just is. And there's no logical sense as to why it would close back up. So again, it's like spiritual forces are combined with the mechanical elements of this level. So I don't think there was anywhere else to go in here. Was there things to collect that were in the ice down there? Oh, I see sharks or something beneath the ice. Don't think there's anything hidden among the glass to collect there, and I don't see how we could get down among that glass anyway. So what have we got? We got 2 circuit breakers. Where they get used, I do not know. Must have missed something. So we're going back on ourselves. Oh yeah, this bit got closed up. never got closed up. It got its water drained out, and now we can open this. So that's our next way forward. It's a fairly big level, this one, so far. Oh, we've got 2 ways to go here. What's up there? I suspect the barrels are going to roll and kill us. Let's find out. Oh, we can climb up there. But what's to this side? Looks like a trapdoor on the floor. Maybe a flare would be useful. Ooh. A door that needs to be opened. And another door that needs to be opened. We can't do either, and somebody is waiting to kill us. Looks like it could be down here. Oh, they are out there. Waiting to... Oh yeah, this is the bit. Yeah, previously when I played this game, I got through to here and I got trapped here because those doors on the left, they were opened and were blocking my way to get that circuit breaker. This time I've remembered to do this. What's down here? Nothing. So if I press this, what does that open? First of all, let's press this one. Oh, that's done something. Are they climbing up after me? Let's jump down there and... Okay, so it goes back to through to here. Collect harpoons.
Uh-huh.
I see bullets.
Uh-huh.
Go back up. Now I assumed that the other button that we hadn't pressed down here maybe opens another hatch that we couldn't open a minute ago. Oh. Was that worth doing? Oh no, we already pressed this previously to open that door, so we want to leave that open. Okay, so we've got 3 circuit breakers. And it seems there's nothing else to do here. Now here's where that memory issue comes into place. It's like, what do we do now? We seem to have run out of places to go. I can't remember, even though I've done this level before a few times, I can't remember exactly where we're meant to go next. Oh! That brings us back through to there. Again, lost. I think we've been through something like about 6 rooms and a bunch of hallways, and I'm struggling to remember everything that is present in all these rooms. I just remembered When I recently played through this game, taking notes for these videos, I must have spent like an hour searching around everywhere. What did I miss at this point? I'd collected 3 circuit breakers, and what I eventually realised that I'd missed was over in this corner over here. Right when we first dropped in, around about the start of the level, we dropped down here. I'd completely missed this corner. I'd come in, my attention was drawn to these cubicles and to the open door over there, and I completely neglected to look here. So this is where we haven't been, and I believe this is where the circuit breakers are to be used. Now, if I remember rightly, there's a little bit of swimming awkwardness here and potential death. So I will save first. And at this point we will use a harpoon gun because I'm pretty sure there's a guy in here who's a nuisance. We've got 28 harpoons, that's fine. Oh, no, there isn't a harpoon guy, but there is a... Oh. There's a lever, which opens up top. We head upwards, and... Oh. I thought that there was a guy underwater who had to be harpooned, but instead we got these buttes to be killed. Oh my god, I'm dead. Let's do that again. Okay. So it's a bit of an ambush situation there. You're rushing to get through because you think you're drowning. Well, you are drowning. And as soon as you get out of the water, potential death. Maybe I should go shotgun. No, let's go Uzis. Oh, first of all, how's my health? Oh, no wonder I died. I only had half health. Let's take one of these and get it up to near top. Right, okay. Let's change weapon. How's the health? Take one of those. And just go standard pistols now. I think we already got a shotgun shot at him. I shot him right in the neck there. Oh, we got stuff to collect.
Aha. Aha. Aha.
Okay, so hopefully circuit breakers. Is that all the circuit breakers we needed? Just 3? So this was a room that I completely missed at the start of the level. And the last time it took me an hour to go back through through the level and find out what I had missed. And then obviously using these turns off these Bunsen burners or whatever the hell they're called, and allows us to drag this, and I assume we climb on this to get up to somewhere. Before we do that, well, first of all, let's have a look. This room looks like with the new graphics. I think it's more nicely lit with the new graphics. The old graphics is a bit too bright. See. Oh god, I've only got 11 bolts of shotgun bolts left. Let's Get these just in case some butte comes out and attacks. Okay, so pretty straightforward here. Kill a guy and press a lever. What the hell just happened? I think it moved these large drums or whatever the hell you call them. It moved them down so that we could jump on them. Okay. This is very nice actually. I think during the edit I will flip this shot upside down so we can see what this room would have looked like if it was the right way up. It's quite a nice room, some sort of engine room. Oh, one more thing. Are there any secret rooms to be climbed into on the sides? Have to keep a lookout for that. How many secrets do we have? We've got 2 out of 3. Looks like we missed one. Maybe we can get it before the end of this level. It's a really big level. I'm not even sure if this part's the end or whether there turns out to be a fair bit more. This is probably the longest episode of this series so far. Okay, so looks like we're back to a linear position now because I think we're leaving everything behind that we've already explored. Let's get the harpoon gun ready, just in case there's some, what are they called? Underwater guys. Fish guys. Scuba divers. I've been looking for that phrase all throughout the recording of this level. I've been calling them underwater guys, and the word I wanted was scuba. Okay, so let's get down there. I'm just going to save again, just in case there's some sudden death. Okay. Down we go. Way. And looks like a pretty straightforward swim up. I assume that there's no secret bits we missed there. Oh, and this looks nice. What's this? Very spooky. Yeah, now we're getting into the proper haunted house style stuff in this level. I do like this section for the atmosphere. Something I want to do before continuing is, I haven't used this in the first 3 or 4 episodes that I did of this series, but I'm going to use it now. And that is the camera function. Now, yeah, you can pause the game like this, and you can move the camera around and look at anything you want up close. So I'm just going to quickly go through some of the level of what we've looked at so far, just how big this level is. I wish I could take an external viewpoint of all of this. We had all this bit. There's just so much going on. There's rooms here. And we ended through here. Into this. The pit. The rolling barrels. And back through here. So this one, big level that we've been going through. I think I can just get back to where we were by... Oh, how do I get out of this? There we go. If I press it again, I'll put me right back there. That's fine. So yeah, I mean that's huge what we've been through already. And what we're getting here now, it's not the end of the level. It's a big extra chunk of level. And we're getting into proper ghostly territory this time. Now we're going for colour palette of mostly grey and a little bit of blue water. Classic ghost story stuff. Let's look at the new graphics. You can see a little bit outside. It's like a fake outside. Yeah, and the flashing light thing works well. We don't have many flashing light areas in the game, but it's just a nice little atmospheric difference that sets this part of this little section apart from everything else that we've seen so far. Can I swim under here? What's anywhere I can swim down to? Nope. Proper ghost story territory. I can hear guys coming. Anybody else? Come on.
Aha.
And the ghostly music we had when we entered suited it very well. Oh, this is lovely. Oh yeah, we do actually get to go outside there. Now, this would be the deck. I mean, we can see sticking out of the top here, that looks like the captain's wheel or navigator's wheel. And this thing here, I don't know what that is. Something that would be on the deck of a ship. Some sort of a gauge for something. And that would be the window that the captain would see out. Now the thing I said earlier about there's suspiciously no skeletons anywhere, considering all the people who would have died in the sinking of this ship. Okay, we don't have skeletons, we don't have any obvious ghosts, but we could consider the sharks and the eels to be the equivalent of ghosts. We've already seen in other levels that we've explored how that is done in this game, where animals get used as if they are possessed, as if they are demons. Okay, we came through over there. Animals and insects seem to be possessed in this game by spiritual forces, and that could apply subliminally in terms of the sharks and eels as well. So a nice view. Let's see what this with the new graphics are. Oh, actually we get a cinematic cut. That's nice, and I think that tells us that we're supposed to go. Yeah, we can see a key at the very bottom of the screen there. So it appears to be just a nice cinematic cut, but it's actually a purpose. If you're paying attention, there's a key. And the shot doesn't cut away until you move away from that part. We go back. Yeah. Simple collision detector, invisible. Right, so the new graphics. Oh, I actually don't like it much with the new graphics. They made the windows dirty so we can't see out, and it's too bright in here. This looks much better. So, getting that key is going to be a challenge because there's so many bloody sharks out there. And where do we get out there? First of all, is there any more guys around here waiting to ambush and kill? That looks like a trapdoor in the corner that can maybe be opened at some point. And again, about the thing of reusing textures. To indicate that as a trapdoor, all they've done is rotate the texture 90 degrees compared to all these other blocks around it. Is there anywhere I can get up there? Oh, if I'm going to use guns for light, it needs to be the infinite ammo ones. There seems to be anything there. Just doing this for light, of course. Let's see what the hell's going on. Oh, I see goodies on the floor. down here? I can't really see. Oh, nothing. Oh, is this pushable or pullable? Can't move it. Probably needs to be moved at some point. Is that a room we've not been in yet? It appears to be so. So windows to let us know there's a room to get into, and I can see a lever on the wall in there, so we need to find a key. That'll be the key that's outside the window over there. So it looks like we need to get out there, get that key, come back in, and then open the door that gets us in that room. So where do we go? Oh, this is where we haven't been. This will be the way. Oh, quite simple. Open a door, find a switch. Doesn't seem to be anything else in here. Oh, this is going to be a timed thing, isn't it? Yeah, probably, if I remember rightly. Ah, making use of the controls. Well, why am I running in zigzag? Oh, I made it in anyway. Is that a timed door? Or maybe it doesn't close because I made it in. Well, anyway, we have got some flares. And when I say flares, I don't mean 1970s flares. And what I assume to be a pushable box. Yeah. Shall I pull it back? If I pull it back, will that door block me in? It probably will. Okay. Push it back and then push it through again. Oh, can't push it any further. I wonder if there's something hidden behind there. If we could get the block out, but I don't think we can. Ah. Okay, so that's that trapdoor that we were looking at, and that'll be where we get out to get the key from the sharks outside. Right, so it might be worth finally using the harpoon gun before going in here, because I think there was a lot of sharks and eels in there, and I don't think it would be practical to try and dodge them all. May have to kill some. So let's save. Can I kill some just by standing at this edge? That would be nice. Okay, off we go. Oh god, there's one right there. Whoa, and the eels are on the attack as well. Everyone's giving chase. Okay, so we've got a bit of a rush to try and get this key. Now I'll bet there's a bit where we can go up. And get some breath. And it's the final secret, the third secret, okay. It seemed pretty logical that there would be some sort of a place where you could take a break. And maybe we can shoot those eels with unlimited ammo of... Oh. No, I wanted the normal pistols. Now, if I could get those eels to give chase up here, then I could hopefully kill them. I may have to go down there, get them to give chase, oh, and then go back up. Ah, help! Maybe I can even kill the shark doing that. Oh no, no, I am dying. Not much chance of surviving this. There's a slim chance I can make it. Can I get up without dying? Climb up! Alright, now kill. Kill! Ah, they've gone away. Ah, right. Full medikit. And harpoon gun. Might be able to get away with not using a harpoon gun at all. Right, let's go. One took a little bite out of me there. Oh my god, they're all taking bites. Oh. God, it's hard to see where the hell you're going with it being dark. Now, the key was over here somewhere on the ground. I see it. Oh! Oh, can I get it? Oh! God, I need to switch off the harpoon gun before I get it. I'm going to have to swim over here, spin around and kill some eels. Oh my god, I'm about to die, I think. Can I make it over there? Oh my god, dead. Oh, let's pause it there so we can have a look. Lara is dead. This might make a good thumbnail picture. I'd have to brighten it up a little bit. I can just take a snapshot straight from the video of that to put on the thumbnail picture. Maybe I'd do it like that. Only got 2 darts loaded. Right, let's just go for this. And see if we can kill some buttes before they kill us. Oh my god, being eaten again already. Oh my god, I'm dead. Dead again. There, she's being eaten. Maybe that would make a good thumbnail picture. Oh, change to new graphics. Oh, that makes it better. Okay, so I might be able to get a good shot with a zoom. Ah, hide UI, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. That might make a good thumbnail picture. If I brighten it up in Photoshop, increase the contrast, that might look good. I can just take the snapshot straight from the video. That could be good. Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. Yeah. Let's move back a little bit. Yeah, that makes for a good picture. That will be a good thumbnail picture. See, plenty of room on the left there to write the title of the video. And just get it a bit bigger in the picture like that. That could be ideal. Except you can't see the shark too well. Could have it the other way. Could have the writing on her stomach. Can I roll the camera? How do I roll the camera? Whoa! Oh, she's dead. Damn, I lost that picture. Anyway, there should be plenty there for getting a good thumbnail picture. Okay, so let's see if we can do a straight swim through, grab the key and get the hell out of there. Oh my god, straight into the horse's mouth. Oh my god! They were waiting for me. Look at the look on her face there. Anyway, oh, I gotta get some distance. Go and get that key. Okay, well done. Go and grab some air. In fact, I don't think this can easily be done without grabbing some air. So we're going to do that here. It probably can be done because if it couldn't be done without coming for air, then the secret wouldn't really be a secret. It would be too easy to find. Okay, so now we will save there. And let's see if we can just go straight for an escape. good picture. Too similar to the picture I already had though. For the previous thumbnail. Oh my god, I'm going the wrong way. Where the hell am I going? Yeah, down here. And into the far corner. Uh-oh, they're gonna get me. Come on. Oh, made it. Now, this game has a habit of surprising you, so I'm going to be ready with my Uzis. That means we can push this, and there'll be something underneath it. I think. New graphics. Nothing. Unless it allows us to press this switch, of course, yes. Okay. I think this may be the end of the level. Nice. Bright. For no reason at all. Whoa! I thought we were done this level now. Where are these guys? Oh, they're down there somewhere. Is this another whole room? My god, this level is huge. I thought it was finished. Right, so I'm going to stop and take a break a moment, go to the toilet, get myself a cup of tea, and then carry on. This is going to be a long video, folks. Okay, so we are soldiering on. And we must be near the end of the level. In fact, I'm pretty sure of it. No, that's no good. Oh no! Oh, that's what I call death. Right, so if we run all the way around this way, should be able to get a shot at them, hopefully. Don't want to waste those bullets. Who's down there? I think I just killed a scuba guy or a shark, I'm not sure which. So with them out the way, how do we get down here? God, these games were so difficult when you couldn't just save whenever you wanted. I mean, this is the remastered version. You can save whenever you want. It used to be if you died, you'd have to go back quite far in the level before you could save again. You can imagine how difficult these games were to play. How much time it would take when you had checkpoints, and you know, if you died you had to go back and redo certain puzzles and stuff, and it was quite frustrating. But the games are so good, you were typically determined that you wanted to beat them. I don't think there's much else to be done down here. I don't think there's any switches or anything like that. We've got all the secrets from this level, so I think it's just a case of jumping in to there, into the water. Now, if we are going to need a weapon under there, it will be this. Glad I didn't waste all of these harpoons on the sharks earlier, because now we've got them for this part, if needed. Let's see. Boy. Still missed. Wrong button. That's him dead. Let's get some air. Okay, so that appears to be the threats out the way. How many harpoon arrows do I have left? 26, that's not bad. That's enough to take further into the game. So now it's basically a case of finding a way out of here. Don't have to worry about secrets. Got them all. Just a case of searching around all the edges to find out where we go. Oh yeah, it's down here. I see a creature waiting. You missed, boy. Can I turn round? I need to breathe. No, help. Can I turn round? I can't see. Move forward and jump out. God, just about made it. Look at the health. Down to about 10% of that. You're waiting for me there. Is there something around here that I can pick up and some goodies or something? No, I think it's actually just the end. Yeah, I think I'll just swim out and that will be it. Okay, that is the end. All 3 secrets found, 38 pickups out of 41, so we did miss a few things. And that was one whopper sized level. That was huge. I think that's the largest level that I've covered in this series so far. The next level after this is another favourite of mine, but I may switch to one of the levels of Tomb Raider 3 for the next episode. I definitely intend to come back and pick up with these underwater levels from Tomb Raider 2 at some point, but just to keep the series fresh and shake it up with some different types of levels. I'm not going to do the 3rd underwater level as the next one, I don't think so. I might do the jungle level of Tomb Raider 3 because I love that one. So I guess that's it for this episode. Make sure you're signed up if you're not already, because there's loads more of this stuff coming in the future. And if you haven't seen it, check out that Alien Isolation playthrough that I've been doing, which goes a lot into the psychology of that game, all the subliminals and stuff. That game is a lot psychologically deeper than Tomb Raider, although there's still plenty of good stuff in Tomb Raider that we haven't explored yet. You folks take it easy. You've been listening to Rob Ager of collativelearning.com. Until next time, bye-bye.